A busy match week 10 Sunday brings us to the West Coast and the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. It's a rematch from March between the black and gold of LAFC2 and the claret and cobalt of Real Monarchs. Welcome inside Rawlinson Stadium. Along with our broadcast team, I'm Jake Griffin. Glad to have you with us, and a happy Mother's Day to everyone tuning in. Well, LAFC, they're trying to make it back-to-back wins for the first time since last season, coming in off a comprehensive victory against Vancouver Whitecaps 2. This Real Monarchs team trying to snap a three-match losing skid, and we start with a look at how these sides line up. First for Fabian Sandoval and LAFC2, rolling with a 4-3-3, and there are 7 personnel changes in this first 11 on the pitch. The entire back line completely changed, all 4. Kenneth Nielsen will make his return to MLS Next Pro play, third start in as many appearances here in MLS Next Pro. Nielsen provides a lot of stability at that center back spot, and they'll need that stability today. It's a defense for LAFC2 that have conceded 19 goals. It's a Real Monarchs team that they've proven their ability to score. And for Monarchs and manager Mark Lowry, they go with a 5-4-1, just 3 personnel changes across this 11. Van Parker, the young academy product, will start at that single striker, but specifically in this 5-4-1, Mark Lowry and company, they're a bit injured at this juncture of the season, do not have their full complement of players, looking for more of that defensive mindedness today. They gave up 3 goals against Portland Timbers 2 in their last contest out, but that 5-4-1, it also allows this Monarchs team to transition quickly into the attack when LAFC is going to try to create overloads and numerical advantages in that middle space. It's a rematch between 2 teams that battled to a very hard-fought 2-2 stalemate back in March. Monarchs ended up getting the extra point in that penalty shootout, 5-4. Mark Lowry, he had said this week that, look, this LAFC team, they're very talented. Anytime you face a team from California, you can always expect an attack that's going to be pacey, that likes to operate in those wide spaces, that wants to move up and down the field very quickly. He challenged his team, Lowry did this week, to find ways to slow the game down a bit, want to assert themselves more in possession this afternoon. As for Fabian Sandoval and this LAFC2 team, they know they're going against a very well-organized, defensive-minded RSL, or rather Real Monarchs team, the MLS Next Pro accompaniment of Real Salt Lake at the MLS level. They have good structure, at least have at times this season, in front of the ball. This Monarch side has. Trying to refine some of that form. Killian Richardson is our center referee on what is a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Los Angeles. He sounds the whistle. LAFC puts the ball in play. It is moving here inside Rawlinson Stadium, and so are we. This contest officially underway. Second matchup of the season between these 2 Western Conference sides, LAFC and Real Monarchs. As that ball goes out, it will be a throw-in for the visitors. A collision, and we will get what is our first whistle now that this contest is underway. Luca Moisa, the Las Vegas native, going down. Moisa able to win that whistle for Real Monarchs. He's appeared in 3 MLS fixtures this season for Pablo Mastroeni and Real Salt Lake. Play is back underway. Here's Gio Villa on this right-hand side, wanting to play it in behind to their captain, Lineker Rodriguez. The give and go, back to Villa. They're bunching up. This cross flashed in front of goal. Black and gold of LAFC able to settle in on possession, at least for a moment, looking to clear these lines, and now we get another stoppage right as soon as Gio Calderon touches up on things. LAFC too, under some duress here. Traditionally, LA, they are the team that likes to get up in your face. They want to press. That is part of that tactical identity for Fabian Sandoval, who had said at the start of the season, first time I had a chance to catch up with him, he wants to be very tactically similar to Marcos Santos and LAFC at that first team level. We get another stoppage here. It'll be a throw in for Real Monarchs. Mark Lowry reflecting on the last time these teams locked up. He said they walked away from the contest as that ball will go out for a goal clearance to Cabral Carter. Said Monarchs walked away from the 2-2 draw in Harriman, Utah, a bit displeased with their effort. They were able to snatch 2 points from the jaws of defeat, an 89th minute equalizer courtesy of 70 and White as play restarted off the whistle. Winnaker Rodriguez dos Santos. But Lowry said he felt like this Monarchs team, they did not handle the LAFC press that well. They did not play through it and over it enough. Trying to change that this evening, rather this afternoon, as the offside flag did come up. This is a Monarchs team looking to snap a 3-match losing skid. Losses at Ventura County, Houston Dynamo Dos, who just upended St. Louis City 2 yesterday on the road to occupy sole possession of first place in the Western Conference table. A 4-1 victory for Houston Dynamo Dos. Mentioned the loss for Monarchs against Portland last time out. Mark Lowry did say that it's been 3 totally different matches each time. They go down to 10 men early against Ventura. They walked away from the Dynamo contest, just a 1-0 defeat, feeling like they were the better team. This glancing header along into that pocket of space, trying to open things up for Jacob Machuca, the 17-year-old acquisition this offseason. Now thumped ahead. Looking to play this Monarchs will win the throw. Tight boundary lines here on this near side at Rawlinson Stadium, home of USC, the Trojans soccer program. Second consecutive throw, this driven across the top of the area. Cut back to the inside, looking to shake free of a challenge there from Jude Terry. Jude Terry making his return to MLS Next Pro action. Second start and appearance of the year. He's played just 76 minutes. Already started to make a name for himself at the MLS level. A few weeks ago, netted his first career MLS goal. He does commit the foul here, and it will be a free kick. And a bit of an inviting position for the visitors. They have scored off a free kick once so far this season. Lifted out wide into a crowd, headed down, bobbled in front, and Cabral Carter will leap off his line. Carter getting the start for the first time since March 28th against Vancouver Whitecaps. Has made 10 saves, stopping just shy of 72% of the shots he's faced so far. Just a few weeks removed from his MLS debut. To come in against Portland Timbers on a last-minute basis, play an hour for the injured Hugo Lloris. The layoff here, trying to spring Evans free, and now moving in packs is LA. Up ahead, it's Mahalik going for it. He's had the hot hand to start 2026. 5 goals in that Golden Boot conversation early on. Monarchs trying to break down this press. They thump it forward into the path of Van Parker, but that will be knocked back to Cabral Carter. Mahalik currently tied for the 9th most goals in MLS Next Pro with Chase Adams, Marcus Caldera, Ryan McKenzie, and Palmer Alt. A couple of Western Conference names in that conversation. On the move now, here's Evans picking it up into space, and he'll play it forward. It's Mahalik on it on the left. Mahalik shifting to the end line, wants that cutback pass, and instead deflected off of LAFC's captain, and out for a goal kick to Max Kirkvliet, 7th start of the season. Former 21st overall selection in the MLS Super Draft a season ago. Former UConn Husky puts it back forward on the restart. Fabian Sandoval, he said this week that one of the keys to this match is, can this LAFC team control the tempo, get in behind that final line of Real Monarchs. They've had some success so far in this contest, playing balls through. It will be LAFC 2 with the throw-in, despite Gio Villa putting that back into play, the former Chicago Fire Academy man. The layoff back to Jude Terry, who cuts it inside. It's Nava, who has been the chief chance creator in 2026, leading the way with 25 chances set up for the black and gold. Lifted ahead. Nava not in a position to corral that ball in. And Monarchs will recycle this back over to Kirkvliet. 6 saves in that 2-2 draw back in March of this year between LAFC and Real Monarchs. That coming on the road for the black and gold. Friendly confines in this series, though, haven't exactly been friendly for LAFC. Not won at home since August of 2024. In that span, Monarchs have won back-to-back away fixtures against their opposition from Los Angeles. Monarchs with it over on that left flank, trying to hold on to it, though. It's been the real struggle there, or at least the moment, as Terry will guide it out wide. Good find forward. I'm going to break this press down. Nava ahead. It's Evans now. Into the path of Mahalik. Mahalik back forward, touched over toward Machuca. And now the offside flag will come up at the last moment. Matt Evans helping lead the way there, a player that Fabian Sandoval was insistent on highlighting in our midweek conversation earlier this week. You'll see Evans carry that ball high into the attack. The way they're able to get him involved, link up with their front three, very special. You go back to their win against Vancouver Whitecaps, the 2-1 victory, and Evans, his heat map showed him playing higher than that front three into the attack. He was the primary target in terms of their ability to work that ball forward, as LAFC and Eric Diaz will knock that out of play. And Sandoval, he said that Matt Evans, so important to what they want to do. He brings a dynamic level to the attack for LAFC. And always looking at the other guys involved. Machuca trying to fire that through the middle. Gio Villa able to dispossess, and it will be a whistle. for that switching pass in behind. Rodriguez dos Santos the touch. Cabral Carter comes out. Now put back in front toward goal. Ultimately deflected wide by Antonio Riquelme. It'll stay here though, corner coming. A good feed here from Rodriguez dos Santos, who was able to charge in behind that final line of protection. It sets Monarchs up with a corner. Whipped in, back stick, headed down, falling in front, and it's in! Monarchs able to draw first blood on the road. 1-0, Clarendon Cobalt. Black and gold of LAFC, they had some issues clearing it away from Cabral Carter. The header down, it falls right in front and hammered in by Felix Ewald. Putting Monarchs on the board for the first time in now 4 matches. LAFC looking for the response. A heavy collision as Gio Calderon charging in to clear that ball away. It sent Machuca down. First goal of the season for Felix Ewald, one of the players that has been a consistent face over these last few weeks. Appearing on the pitch, just his second start of the season, but 8th appearance overall in next pro play for Felix Ewald, the former Temple Owl and West Virginia Mountaineer. Mark Lowry's message this week, he told this Monarch side that that level of competition has to be there. Despite some of the injuries and the knocks this team had suffered, he wants to see a higher level of competition than what they saw the previous week against Portland Timbers. Called that a key to the match. We have to have an intensity about us. Part of that intensity is not giving up on the play. Did not allow LAFC to boot that ball clear in front of Cabral Carter on the set piece. And it results in Monarchs snatching the lead on the road. Rodriguez dos Santos able to pick that ball out of a crowd. And here is Juan Arias, the RSL first teamer. This portion of the match is brought to you by BMO, the official bank of LAFC. The aforementioned Juan Arias, 21 in white out there this afternoon for this Real Monarchs team. Acquired by the organization in February on the loan from Colombian side Atlético Nacional. 74 total appearances in his career. Mark Lowry called him a player that he was glad to have with them this week. It's the second start and appearance for Arias in MLS Next Pro. He continues to work his way to full game fitness. And one day in the future, perhaps join that RSL first team. Terry will cycle this around. And they swing it forward. It's Machuca in the path of it. The offside flag will come up again, though. That's the 3rd time that LAFC have been on the wrong side of that restraining line to open this contest. Inside Rawlinson Stadium, it's the visitors, Real Monarchs, who have brought this home crowd to a hush. A goal scored by Felix Awalt off a corner, and the team in white, they have the lead on this beautiful Sunday. An 82-degree day in Los Angeles. A quick whistle will sound from Killian Richardson, who has had to work that whistle a lot so far in these opening almost 20 minutes. Play is back underway, and Evans on it. I'm going to peel this over to Amir Ponciano in his 7th start. Charging forward now, it's Jude Terry leading the way. Terry flanked by support, looking for that cutback over to Evans, and it is cleared out of play. LAFC can't make anything happen with it. Promptly turned over. It will be a throw in. And one of the beauties of playing in an inner city stadium, sometimes the ball goes sailing out of play, it hits a car, and the car alarm goes off. Here's Ponciano roaming around with it. Big point of contention for Monarchs today is not allowing LAFC to progress through the midfield. One thing that Mark Lowry had said, when the sixes get on the ball for LAFC, they're very dangerous. Have to find a way to stymie that pivot inside this 4-3-3 Monarchs do of Fabien Sandoval and company. But it's also about striking that balance for Monarchs. Lowry making sure his team understands, not pressuring, not over-pressuring, rather. You have to find those moments when to go with it. Going with it now is LAFC, and they do turn the corner out on the right. Over in front, put in! Matt Evans pouncing on the loose ball and putting this contest on level terms, 1-1. His coach called him the guy that brings the dynamicness to the attack for LAFC. And you see why Fabien Sandoval and this coaching staff so high on the start to the season that Matt Evans has had. Just a little touch there from Marius Iannero, able to roll it laterally, and the late arriving run from Matt Evans levels this contest in the 20th minute.
LAFC 2 goals. So in the 20th minute, by number 70,
the 4th goal of his own in 2026. And 5 goal contributions in total. 19th minute goal from Matt Evans, putting LAFC on the board. There's Evans on it now. He'll cut it back over. And now lifted in behind. Too much weight behind that ball, though. And that is where Kirk Vliet will jump in front of it. Last time these teams met, there was a goal inside 25 minutes. It was the opener scored in the 22nd by LAFC, but the real offensive fireworks showed up in the 88th and 89th minute. LAFC going up a goal in the 88th. RSL able to level in the 89th. Already early on, these two offenses flexing their muscles. Amparo able to nod that away. He's a guy that Mark Lowry called probably their most influential player for Monarchs over the last few weeks. Getting the start in the midfield with the last 4 seasons with this organization. 5th start of the year for Amparo. Good feed to Spring, LAFC 2 free. Turning it forward, here's Evans. Ponciano giving him support on the left. On to Ponciano, who puts it in front. And Kirk Vliet has to sprawl on it again. You look at the players this Monarch side without the services of who have appeared in at least one contest in 2026. No Owen Anderson today, no Tyler Wolf, Jesus Barea, Omar Marquez, Michael Vincel. Mark Lowry did say that this Monarchs team has had to dip into and lean on their academy players a lot these last few weeks due to a variety of reasons, as first booking will be handed out to Sebastian Nava. So Nava, his challenge on Rodriguez dos Santos, sending him down, will represent the first yellow card handed out by our center referee. Going back to that conversation, though, about Monarchs and their academy, the RSL organization has long been one of those MLS sides that is thought of to have one of the more talented academy structures, the way they develop players, rise them through the ranks. Guys like Xavier Gozo come to mind, who's playing out of his mind right now in MLS play, and has thrust himself into the national team conversation for a call-up to that first camp after the World Cup this summer. Some would argue that Gozo should be included in the World Cup roster for Mauricio Pochettino. But Mark Lowry, he had such an interesting perspective on it at one point last year when he and I chatted, and he said, we have to sort of create our own luck, right? We have to find those diamonds in the rough here at RSL and Rayon Monarchs. We're not going to get a Leo Messi that comes and signs with this organization. And he did take a positive spin on it this week when reflecting back on that conversation, that yes, it's obviously never a great thing this early in the season when so many players are unavailable for selection due to a variety of reasons, but it does give their young players such ample opportunity to showcase their abilities and prove themselves and gain valuable experience playing professional football. Just a few weeks ago that the 18-year-old Jack Otley made his professional debut. Mentioned Van Parker at the start of this broadcast. Meanwhile, it is LAFC 2 who do have this free kick. Jude Terry, talk about talented youngsters. Terry, the homegrown signing for LAFC, sizing up the openings in front of him. Terry, the take, firing it toward goal, and just skipping over. It was parried out at the last moment by Kirk Vliet, and it will be a corner. Well taken off that hit from Terry. Made some contact with the wall as well. And this will be a corner kick for LAFC 2. Just one set-piece goal so far in 2026 for Fabian Sandoval's team. Evans swings this ball in near post, turned away. Still on it though for the moment is LAFC 2. And now wrangled down. Marius Ianero goes down, but it will be a whistle against LAFC 2. This portion of the match is presented by DoorDash, exclusive on-demand delivery partner of LAFC. It's a warm one here in LA. North of 80 degrees at the kickoff here in this midday fixture. There will be hydration breaks this afternoon. First one of those coming up relatively soon. Meanwhile, play underway again. Mahalik trying to round the corner there on Arias. Was unable to do so against the taller Juan Arias, and it does go out. Nava thought about the throw, instead defers to Jude Terry. Rather, Amir Ponciano. And it will be back onto Nava now, inside. Looking for that give and go back underneath. Over to Mahalik, and now another whistle will sound, and this will be another yellow card. That time it's Matt Evans taken down. Second attacking half free kick in the last 5 minutes for LAFC. It is Lineker Rodriguez, the captain, now carrying a yellow for Real Monarchs. Over the last 5 minutes, LAFC, they've had a free kick and a corner, now another free kick, starting to pile up some of these set-piece opportunities. They've really done well to grow into this contest after giving up the opening goal. Nava lofts this into the mixer, but a whistle will end it. Kirk Fleet will drive this forward. Jumpstart something here for Monarchs. And now glancing header. Kelme trying to drive an opening here, fired over the bar and out of play. Good setup initially on that glancing header out wide. Being knocked away from Monarchs momentarily, but just sitting there at the top of the area. Monarchs, they have come out trying to be the aggressor to open these first 30 minutes. We have crossed over now that half-hour mark between Los Angeles FC and Real Monarchs. And tried to use that press to dictate the tenor of this contest. But LAFC, they've had success playing around it, playing over it. Rodriguez dos Santos back over to Moisa. Trying to trap over on that far touchline. That is something that when LAFC are starting to progress through that middle area of the pitch, Monarchs are trying to employ that press and trap. There was a whistle, and that will send us to our hydration break here in Los Angeles. All knotted up at one apiece between Monarchs and LAFC. Seen some early offensive fireworks between the two Western Conference foes at hand. A goal in the 13th minute, the equalizer for LAFC 7 minutes later.
I can show you the goals if you want to look back. All right, stand by. Yeah, we'll do it with some music. And 5, 4.
Well, this is how we got here in this 32nd minute. It all started scoring-wise in that 13th minute for Real Monarchs off the corner. Felix Awalt taking advantage of the rebound here, falling in front, and just striking that one home. Little touch off the boots there of Gio Calderon, and enough for Awalt to put it past Cabral Carter. That lead, though, would be short-lived. LAFC. The switching pass played in front. Evans is there, able to beat his man marker by just a half step. Matt Evans putting the contest on level terms. And that is where we stand, as we have gone over 30 minutes deep between Monarchs and LAFC. Plenty of action around the Western Conference and around MLS Next Pro, both happening now and to come. Another contest that kicked off right at the same time slot. Portland Timbers and Ventura County, who they've had a really strong start to 2026. Ventura County have, the other side of this El Tráfico derby. 17 points, good enough for third place in the Western Conference table. A 4-3-3 start to the season. It's been really about defense for Ventura County. It was just a few matches ago that they kept Real Monarchs out of goal. A 2-0 victory for VCFC. With crosstown rivals of this LAFC 2 side, who are ready to put this ball back into play to resume things off the hydration break. Ventura County is who LAFC 2 draws next in the derby. That coming up on the 16th of May. Next weekend. This play is back underway off the throw end. Forward to Ponciano, able to volley that out wide. Mahalik trying to bat that ball down, jumping on it in the midfield. And it's Real Monarchs who forced the turnover. One area that Fabian Sandoval he had identified as an area he would like to see cleaned up a bit today is that defensive structure, their ability to have numbers in front of the ball. We got a whistle here. Felt like in the first half against Portland Timbers, they did not do as good of a job in their defensive structure. Loved the way they defended Timbers in the second half, but wanted to see them put it together for a full 90 minutes. That recent turnover that Real Monarchs were able to force, a good example of what Sandoval was looking for. Yes, you don't want to commit the turnover, of course, but once they gave it back, there was no room to move for Monarchs going forward. Had to recycle that ball all the way to their back line. That defensive structure important this afternoon against Monarchs. I mentioned a moment ago the Ventura County Portland Timbers match that has kicked off in the same time window. That is 1-1 right now in the 36th minute at Providence Park in Portland. Get another whistle for a stoppage here. Just about 10 minutes plus added time to go until the halftime here inside Rawlinson Stadium. It will be Gio Villa who has the throw. Villa, a player that at the start of the season, Mark Lowry identified as one of those guys who seemed primed for a breakout year. Lowry had said that Villa was just one of those guys who's now in his third season with Real Monarchs that just needs a consistent amount of games under his belt. Played 11 matches, less than 1,000 minutes a season ago, 9 starts. It's well on his way to eclipse both of those totals. Already 7 starts in as many appearances. Hammered forward by Cabral Carter, headed back down though. Catch the foot of Amparo. Trying to settle on it. Amparo turning. Moisa trying to knock that ball free, and instead there is a whistle. This portion of the match is brought to you by Ford. Monarchs will have the free kick. Rodriguez dos Santos will shadow over this. Had a goal in that 2-2 draw against LAFC. And he will take. Driven ahead, headed wide, and it's a goal kick. They've gone very zonal in their defending. Again, trying to utilize that press and trap structure. Pays dividends. Change of possession occurring via this throw-in, which seeks Rodriguez dos Santos. Gonna hug that end line and does. Now putting it back into play and cleared away, but headed back down. And Amparo able to scoop up that ball and pick the pieces up for Real Monarchs. Now Amparo, ample space to roam here through the midfield. Forward, Rodriguez dos Santos. He's dispossessed. And now LAFC try to turn this into a counterattack. Charging forward, it's Mahalik. He'll leave it for Jude Terry. One thing you'll see, especially in possession for LAFC, they are a team that are so patient, not afraid to recycle their runs time and time again. In fact, you go back to their match against Vancouver Whitecaps, and their ability to recycle their runs ended up setting them up with the game-winning goal. This one from distance! Spectacular for Jude Terry and LAFC 2. The kids are all right in Los Angeles, and they lead 2-1. A guy you have to be aware who's on the ball. Needs just a little daylight. Ripping that one from long range and sending the black and gold into a lead. Fabian Sandoval had said this week, earlier this season, that after Jude Terry debuted with the first team, this LAFC 2 side, they just feel so much joy to have him in the environment, to be a part of his process. Called him a shining example of the pathway that exists, a real proof of concept for what they're doing in Los Angeles. Jude Terry, his star shining bright in Hollywood. And LAFC 2, they've scored 2 unanswered from down a goal to now up a goal at home. LAFC, their manager, he had called for a consistent performance today. Had some struggles in the infancy of this contest, but they have settled in very nicely. Their ability to work the ball around, move it with pace, it's kept Monarchs back on their heels defensively when LAFC 2 are in that attacking half of the field. Ianera had his back to goal, ended up being forced into a turnover. Moisa was seeking Gio Villa. That pass telegraphed. And Ponciano able to jump on it. Mahalik, though, can't hang on to it. Running out of room on the near side, and Villa will put it back into play. Switched out wide. Monarchs, their protests go unheard. Ewald was the man who went down, but put back into play off the throw-in. LAFC, one of their primary objectives in order to achieve all 3 points this afternoon, they wanted to dictate this contest by using their possession, wanted to enjoy the ball more than Monarchs do today. And so far, that game plan has stood up to the test that the visitors from Harriman, Utah have presented. 60% possession through almost one full half right now for the black and gold. Who fling this one forward, trying to find Mahalik running into the path of it. Well defended that time by Giovia. Monarchs in possession, 5 shots, but just one of those has gone on target. They've been stymied a bit in terms of their box entries. Right now, just 10. A turnover, counter developing. Evans already has 1. Deflected, it falls back to Nava now. Here's Evans. LAFC losing some ground. Electing to go back to Cabral Carter. Here's Terry, who had the screamer minutes ago. Ended up putting LAFC 2 on top. Black and gold trying to make sure that lead holds up going into halftime. They're on it now and progressing forward. Here's Mahalik looking to open things up. Roaming around centrally is Tommy Mahalik, looking to lead the way in behind. Ended up being knocked down by Ruben Masalas. The real work beginning here for the visitors. Last 10 minutes, it's been a lot of one-way traffic on this end of things. Ionero was looking to have Juteri run onto it. Hook back ahead by Diaz. Fourth official will hold up 2 minutes of added time. At the end of this opening 45, we get another whistle and another card. Felix Ewald sent tumbling down to this natural grass surface here inside Rawlinson Stadium. It will be Marius Ionero. He goes into the book, the former Chicago Fire Academy man. Spent some time with the Canadian U17 national team. Play is back underway. Worked out wide, it's Gio Villa now inside. Villa whips this back stick, falling all the way through over to Ewald. But hammered out of play and out. Mark Lowry's bunch got their 6th shot. 3 of them have gone off target. They've had 2 of them blocked, just 1 shot on target as we approach the halftime whistle in Los Angeles. They've had ideas when in the attacking half, just unable to express them. And Parker trying to run that one down, instead thumped away by Josh Santiago. Santiago, a player for LAFC too, who's had a handful of short-term call-ups to the first team for Mark Dos Santos and LAFC this season. That ball forward. Monarchs were back to AWOL. Official checks the watch, and there is the whistle. We have reached the intermission in Los Angeles. Offensive fireworks through the first 45 minutes. 3 combined goals, 2 of them for LAFC. Our score at the half: Los Angeles Football Club 2, Real Monarchs 1. Coming up in our halftime show, we get to know a talented young player carving his own path in the Big Apple, and an announcement that will shift the landscape of MLS Next Pro. Plus highlights, stats, and more, all after this brief timeout.
Yeah, boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Welcome back to Los Angeles. Well, there's no shortage of success stories in Major League Soccer coming out of the New York market. Another solid young player is making his way with NYCFC. So let's get to know Arnau Barnos.
I think for sure was my mom. She was the first one to know it because she was working, and I sent her a message and I was like, please don't call because we have a meeting right now. But like I have to tell you, like they just told me like they want me to sign first team deal. So she was like, oh my God. Yeah, it was definitely my mom. Hi, I'm Arnau Barnos, and I'm a midfielder / winger, and I play for New York City FC. When I signed here with the second team, my goal was always to be part of the first team, and since the moment I got drafted, that was my goal, that was my dream. And nothing is easy, you know, so that's why you have to work for it. Every call-up is an opportunity, and I'm thankful for the coaches to give me those opportunities. But like, it's not about the games, it's about every day, how you practice, how you prepare yourself, physically and mentally. And when the opportunity comes, that you have to be ready and know that if you have the opportunity, you have to prove yourself. They push you a lot, which is a really good sign, but they also have a really good connection with the team, special connection with the players also, and they are open, which is also important for a player because it gives you confidence when you play and when you train. And he was always super close, coach and all the staff, and give me a lot of confidence to me, and that's why I feel like I'm super happy for being part of this team, for the confidence from the staff and also from the players. One of the things, for example, Nico always says when he's here is like, and I've took it from all the players as well, but like, you are doing what you like and what's your passion. So coming here to practice, you are privileged, you know, having this job, because you are doing something that you really like and you really can, you grow with it. And coming here every day, yeah, there is people working for you, for the treatment, they are cooking for you, and how many people would love to have and to be in the position that you are right now. So I would say just enjoy the moment, push yourself in the moment that you have to push yourself, and yeah, enjoy. Super excited at the moment when I saw the ball going in. I kind of didn't believe it at the beginning, but after it was like a happiness feeling, you know, especially after with all my teammates, like they congrat me at the end of the game, and everybody came to support me and saying congratulations, and it was a really happy moment and a special moment in my career. I think I had a lot of good coaches in my career. I would say probably when I was at Celta, I would say Claudio. But I would say my best moment playing soccer was the decision to make here and go to college. The 4 years at Oregon State with all the coaches I had and all the staff I had, they really helped me develop myself physically and mentally. And I think it was the step that I needed in order to be a professional soccer player. So I'm super grateful for the opportunity that the Oregon State gave me. Keep supporting us, keeping showing ourselves, keep coming to our games, because probably right now we are not having the best, we are not in the best moment of the season, but we're for sure gonna come back, and we're for sure gonna give some happy news soon to the fans.
Yeah, boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Very excited to be here officially. You know, I helped out a little bit last year. You know, I really enjoyed my time working with the players, working with the staff. So, you know, I'm glad to be able to be on the staff full time and be involved. Towards the end of my career, I started thinking about what, you know, I wanted to do, you know, post playing, and, you know, coaching was something that for a while I didn't know if I wanted to do it. When my kids started to get a little bit older and I started doing it with them, you know, I started enjoying it, and I thought, you know, I had a lot of knowledge that I could pass down to, you know, young players. That was kind of an easy decision after thinking about it. There's lots of different things that I can teach them from my career, but also, you know, the mentality, you know, the intensity, the winning mentality is what I want to bring to the young guys, because they're going to need that. I played at a high level college, and I was still like a little bit overwhelmed when I first got here, you know, and it's the adaptation. If you don't do it quick at that time, then you were kind of out of the system. But now I think, especially with the academy and bringing those guys up and then moving into a environment like MLS Next Pro with North Texas, then I think it's a big jump in the quality of, you know, everything that is involved with this. And I think it's huge for developing players. I think there used to be a lot of guys who kind of got pushed out of the system if it wasn't working right away, but now those guys maybe get a second chance and can develop into good players. Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it feels like home. Like you said, I've been here for a long time. I know a lot of people here. You know, I knew John beforehand. I knew a lot of the other staff beforehand, and even some of the players I still know. So it's just nice to be back in, you know, a familiar environment and be able to give these players my knowledge. This year, I think my goal is to improve our defensive solidarity. Obviously, I want to try to improve individually the players in the defensive line, help them improve their tendencies. But, you know, as a unit, I want our group to be solid and to give up less goals. That's always the goal. And for me, that was like my big thing as a player throughout my career. I always wanted to give up less goals, and I think that's something I want to pass on to these defensive players.
MLS has agreed to a deal that will see global firm KKR make a strategic investment and partner with MLS Next Pro. That means KKR will inject capital into MLS Next Pro with an eye on growing the league and its footprint around the continent. In conjunction with MLS, the partnership will oversee commercial strategy as it looks to move the 27 MLS-affiliated Next Pro teams into new markets with an eye on building brands within those communities and seeking stadium development deals even. We will no doubt see and hear more about this partnership in the coming seasons. Exciting stuff out of the league office. As for this contest here in Los Angeles, we are at the halftime break. 2-1, LAFC leads it over Real Monarchs. Well, this contest isn't the only one that's in action or has been in action as we look at our recent scores around MLS Next Pro. Ventura County picking up a win in the Western Conference. Mentioned during that first half that Ventura County has had a strong start to 2026, trying to move up the table. They are currently level with Portland Timbers 1-1, but Ventura County right now third place in the West. They looking to pick up another win. That is our scores around the league. As for our upcoming schedule, this Monarchs team, they'll be back in action on Wednesday. A heavy slate of contests on Wednesday. A lot of exciting Western Conference fixtures as well. Portland Timbers, they will host Minnesota United too, who just fell last night to 2024 Next Pro champions North Texas. A 2-0 win for John Gall's bunch on the road. Colorado Rapids too, trying to kick the tires on their season and pick up their first win. They will travel to Austin FC 2. Well, those are the matches to come. We've shown you the matches that have been. As for this match at hand, let's get you up to speed with our halftime highlights. And there were plenty of highlights in Los Angeles. It all got started in the 13th minute, spilling around in front, Monarchs taking advantage, drawing first blood courtesy of Felix Awal, his first of the season, slipping past Cabral Carter on the corner. But that lead would last just about 6 minutes. LAFC 2, they'd play this in front. The touch from Ianero, the finish from Matt Evans. Composed through traffic, putting the contest on level terms. LAFC 2, though, they were not done. A scene stealer in Hollywood for Jude Terry. From distance, picking out that upper corner. Terry rifling it in and firing LAFC 2 into a 2-1 lead, which is where we stand at the halftime break. And we look at our halftime stats through 45 minutes of play. Monarchs, the 6 shots, but just 1 on target. Mark Lowry's team, they're going to walk away a little frustrated considering that they have had a decent amount of possession. They've had chances, but they've had 4 shots go off the target. Have to improve on that number if you're the visitors. If you're Fabian Sandoval and LAFC 2, you have to be pleased with it. We'll head back to break. Second half kick when we return to LA.
Yeah, boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can't rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next, just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud, don't worry about what next. Just know we got now, oh yes. Man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next, just know we got now.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
The unique energy of a Sunday night. Ideal for calm music, whispers, stargazing, reflection, and a relaxed environment. Sunday nights were made for this.
The teams are out of the halftime dressing room, and that means we are moments away from the opening kick of the second half between Los Angeles FC and Real Monarchs here in California. An exciting first 45 minutes in the books. LAFC trying to hold on to this 2-1 advantage over the visitors from Utah. LAFC, if this result could hold, it would be back-to-back wins for the black and gold for the first time since August 24th through 29th of last season. They've won back-to-back contests just once in their last 41 matches coming into this. Black and gold do make a pair of changes at the halftime break. DeCarlo Guerra will come on for the 10th time this season. He is joined by Travis Babineau, making his 10th appearance of 2026. Mark Lowry's team trailing at the halftime break, looking to avoid their first 4-match losing skid. All the way back to 2024, May 5th through the 24th of 2024. Came into this with the second longest active losing skid in MLS Next Pro. They have some work to do as the ball is roaming around out there for the second half after the whistle sounds. And we are back underway inside Rawlinson Stadium. LA the site, Monarchs and LAFC the teams. LAFC in the black, Real Monarchs in the all-white on this 82-degree afternoon on the West Coast. As LAFC, after going down a goal, 2 unanswered, 20 minutes apart from each other. Matt Evans in the 20th, Jude Terry in the 40th. They have 5 shots. Both their shots on target, making their way past Max Kirkfleet. Nielsen will move it over to Babineau now. Evans trying to take a step inside on Ruben Masalas. Gold able to negotiate their way over to the far side of the pitch now. Going over the top, seeking Babineau running in behind. Had too much behind it, and out it goes. Max Kirkfleet will have the goal kick. Despite just the 1 goal put on the board in the opening 45 minutes, Mark Lowry's team, they were able to get their wing-backs involved. Awalt, starting at that left wing-back position, already has a goal today. Gio Villa is able to sneak up high into the attack and help create as we get another whistle here off the stoppage. Van Parker's progress was impeded. Kenneth Nielsen going into the book. There have been no shortages of stoppages or cards handed out so far in this contest. Got the 3rd LAFC 2-player booked. 1 player shown a yellow, Rodriguez dos Santos for Real Monarchs. Back into play by Ruben Masalas, who will swing this forward. There is Cabral Carter. Neither keeper making a save in the opening 45 minutes. Carter facing just 1 shot, the former Pitt Panther. There's Ianero trying to turn around on Gio Calderon. Ends up guiding this one back, and LAFC, they will build out from the back once again. Black and gold under some pressure there from Monarchs. They do get a whistle that will bring an end. Headed forward over to Evans, now trying to release Evans. No double back. Matt Evans, he had the first goal of the afternoon for LAFC. Terry guiding around out wide, looking for the centering pass, turned away. Play it back forward. Terry lost his footing. And it's back on to one of 2 goal scorers for LAFC to Terry. Plays that one in behind, out of the reach of Mahalik. Will be another goal kick. One thing that Monarchs have struggled with at times in this contest, they have been a bit one note in terms of their in-possession identity. Mark Lowry had said that he wanted this team to be varied in how they build, how they attack LAFC. Carlo Guerra able to fight off a challenge. The advantage is played. Here's Nava, goes out wide with it. It's Mahalik. Mahalik waiting. Pull the strings. Nava not in a position, and jumping on that was Locomoisa. Forward now, it's Van Parker. A talented player coming out of that RSL Academy. And now we get a whistle. Parker, the homegrown 2025 MLS Next Cup MVP. He was also the Golden Boot winner during MLS Next Play. Had a stretch during MLS Next tournaments last year as Jude Terry whistled for that infraction. Van Parker had a stretch during MLS Next tournament play where he had 6 goals, 2 assists in 3 games for the RSL Academy. Terry shown a yellow as well in addition to that foul. And it will be a free kick here for Real Monarchs. Cobalt, they struck first, now trying to find their second goal. Driven ahead. Evans, he got his lines wrong. Awalt will head it back down, and that is where Cabral Carter will grab that to quell the danger. Another whistle on the other side. Speaking of that RSL Academy, they are coming off a strong week at the MLS Next Flex competition. The U17s, the U19s finishing second in their group. The U18 Academy side, they were just in action yesterday in MLS Next Play against LAFC U18s. U18s for RSL, they do bring in a new manager at the start of this year. Lewis Neal, after Phil Cousins made the jump up from the academy system to be an assistant coach under Mark Lowry for this Real Monarchs side. Another stoppage here, and significant protests coming from this LAFC heavy crowd here in Los Angeles. And after a delay, a card will come out from Killian Richardson. And Paro going into the book. That one flung out wide, and the play is restarted. Here's Guerra. DeCarlo Guerra couldn't hold on to it, trying to steer this up ahead, looking for Riquelme. Knocked out of a crowd of bodies and finally volleyed out of play for a Monarchs throw-in. Visitors looking for this long toss ahead into the penalty area. Goes sailing right through it, falls to Van Parker. Ultimately hacked away clear by LAFC. Almost 10 minutes into this second half. Monarchs, they withstood a little burst of pressure from LAFC too, but they themselves have shown an energetic start to half number 2. Looking to roll this in behind Parker. Parker putting it in front. It's laid off and it whistles wide of that near post. Good link up here. Rodriguez dos Santos, the layoff just back to Amparo. The 19-year-old. He's a player that Mark Lowry said this week has been one of their most consistent guys. He's been the most influential guy for this team these last few weeks. Almost grabbing his first goal of 2026, but it stays a 1-goal deficit for the visitors. Moisa trying to play it forward. One thing that has hampered Monarchs' ability to come back in this contest, they haven't been as crisp on the ball as they'd like. Here's Mahalik! Picks out the corner and makes it a 2-goal lead. Six goals in 10 appearances for the captain, Tommy Mahalik. His torrid start to 2026 continues. 3-1 LAFC. That black and gold counterattack has been so productive this season. Now 7 counter-attacking goals for Fabian Sandoval's bunch. It's an area that he called earlier this year a crucial piece of the identity of this team. Their ability to press, repress, counter, and it bears fruit in this second half. Los Angeles FC, they'll use this break and play to make their 3rd change of the day. Charlie Kosakoff will come on, the former Washington Husky. At the restart, 3 unanswered for the home side, extending their advantage. Just fumbling around with it on this near side. Rodriguez dos Santos jumping on it. Ball played ahead. Guided away from danger by the defensive LAFC too. And Monarchs will reset things. Arias now quickly forward, looking for the give and go. Back to Giovia. Moiso will watch that one roll out. It will be a throw for LAFC too. Monarchs, they've been unable to consistently get things going on the flanks here as we come up on the hour mark elapsed. Diaz trying to fling that one ahead. Arias stepping in front, but Monarchs can't hold on to it. Rodriguez dos Santos running out of room, and another change of possession will occur via the throw in. Calderon now. Spent some time in the DC United and NYCFC academies. Gio Calderon did before joining this RSL organization. Arias, he'll turn it forward again. Rodriguez dos Santos seeking options. Here's Awalt, laid off, trying to find Amparo. Once again, a crowd of black and gold pouncing on that ball. Moisa will go to ground, though. Rodriguez dos Santos stepping past one. Can't get past the second defender, and now it will be a foul. Eric Diaz slow to get back to his feet. Now Diaz does work his way back up. This portion of the match is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente, the official team physicians of LAFC. Cabral Carter puts it forward, play back underway, and now we get another delayed whistle here as Kosakov dragged down. It'll be a free kick for LAFC. And now Killian Richardson wants to have a chat. He ushered Gio Calderon over and Kosakov, and now that conversation over. The result's still the same, though. Black and gold will have the free kick. Sebastian Nava standing over top of it. Spent time in the LA Galaxy Academy. His professional debut back in 2020 in USL Championship with LA Galaxy 2, now known as Ventura County. From the Portland Pilot at the collegiate level. Nava looking to put this one forward, and does, over to Jude Terry. Terry now on to Babineau. Once that cross, it is cut out, but it'll stay here. Corner loading for LAFC 2. Set pieces have been influential in this contest. It was Monarchs who opened things up in the 13th minute off the corner. Black and gold go the short route. Babineau to Terry. Terry stands up, a cross put in front, a reflex save made and cleared out by Masalis. An outstanding stop for Max Kirkvliet with pressure bearing down on him. Easily could have been 4-1 LAFC, not for the heroics of Monarchs netminder. Carter long in this distribution, knotted down by Masalis. Terry on the turn, has support to his right, and Babineau, and finds him. Babineau, he wants the cross. Took a deflection off that outside defender. Here is Awalt. Too heavy of a touch for Monarchs. Turned over, and now LAFC will properly sit in on possession of it as Nielsen gives it up. Moisa jumping that pass, trying to shovel it forward. Instead, it's a turnover and a counter building. The advantage is played. Evans' ball forward, left short of Kosakov. Things have really started to open up here in this second half. That is something that plays more into the favor of this Monarchs team. Fabian Sandoval, he had said this week that one of the areas that they've tried to emphasize these last few weeks for LAFC, and specifically against this Monarchs team, they don't want the game to be too transitional, as they have scored in transition, but limit that. Here they come again as Evans plays it into the path of Jude Terry, but not onto him. Now Kosakov will commit the foul. That sends an RSL man down in Giovia. Driven forward, trying to run onto this one. There's Rodriguez dos Santos. The clearance falls back to the aforementioned Villa. Salas will funnel it forward. Turn that corner as Felix Awolf looking for that cross, instead deflecting off of him, and it will sail out for a goal kick. Evans, he goes down, another whistle will sound. Monarchs at times, they've pressed in that 2-3 shape up front in this contest. LAFC, they have, through large junctures of this match, dealt with that well. It's goals from Evans, Terry, and Mahalik. The three heavy hitters for this LAFC 2 team, all getting involved in this contest. 20th, 40th, and 56th minute. Hooked away from pressure. Kosakov is toppled, and that will be another whistle as Charlie Kosakov, he struggles to work himself back to his feet. Play it forward. Once again, it's Nava that time there. In terms of the defensive shape and defensive structure for LAFC, they have been strong in terms of preventing Monarchs from going through the middle. LAFC, they have identified not wanting to be played through today as an area of emphasis. They have done a good job of that, of preventing Monarchs from doing that. On to Cabral Carter. Gonna pick out to Carlo Guerra, and does. Played through. In on goal is Kosakov. But the whistle will sound. The flag comes up. Something that Monarchs had some success in the first half, playing a bit of a higher line and catching LAFC in offside positions. And now both teams will make changes for Monarchs. It will be the first of the afternoon. Jack Otley will come on, third appearance of the year. For LAFC 2, Ernesto Rodriguez and Christian Diaz, the homegrown, will come on. All those changes will be made after this hydration break. We reached the 70th minute in Los Angeles, a 3-1 lead for LAFC 2 on a warm afternoon in California. A lot of offensive action has occurred in 70 minutes in this match. It all got started way back in the 13th minute. Seems like forever ago. It was Monarchs starting off on the front foot, and that looked like it was going to set the tone for this match for the visitors from Harriman, Utah. But LAFC, they had other ideas. Slotted in toward Matt Evans, a composed finish. Then Jude Terry, he'd step past Moisa and fire this one. Just a stunning goal from Jude Terry. That made it 2-1. And LAFC, once grabbing the lead, they would not look back. Tommy Mahalik would put another on the board here in this second half in the 56th minute for good measure. Black and gold rolling at home, 3-1. And that is where we stand. Mark Lowry electing to make one more change during that substitution window. Lineker Rodriguez, he will hand the captain's armband off. His evening, or his afternoon is done. Chase Duke, the 17-year-old, will come on. The Real Salt Lake Academy, 6th appearance of the season for Duke, and play is back underway. Mahalik on the turn, trying to roll past Arias. Wanted a foul, not going to get one, and Juan Arias will earn a throw-in for Real Monarchs. Ricocheting around, that goes careening off the head of Ernesto Rodriguez. Gio Calderon will let that roll out. Kirk Vliet will have the goal kick. One thing that Monarchs, they have not been able to do today, and it's something that Mark Lowry has tinkered with throughout the season. He came into the year, one of the things he emphasized was trying to push their 6s and their 10s more into the opposition box to try to create chances. He said at the start of 2026, when we can get those guys into the areas, they're very dangerous. It was something they experimented with during their preseason. Monarchs on it here for the moment. Those 6s and 10s. There's the Amparo Loco Moisa. We've seen Moisa 34. He has roamed and covered a lot of ground today. He'll drop back in defensively and then immediately charge forward into the attack. Speaking of the attack, on the move is LAFC back on the attack. It's Rodriguez on the right. Ernesto Rodriguez going down. Official pointing to the spot, and it will be a penalty. Adding insult to injury, a card coming out as well. Ernesto Rodriguez a phenomenal run to set LAFC up with a chance at their 4th goal. It has all gone right for the black and gold in this second half, as DeCarlo Guerra will step to the penalty spot. Guerra, a second half change, former LAFC Academy midfielder. He's done well for himself from the penalty spot in his career. 5 career penalty goals. Looking to make it a 6th and perhaps seal this one. Guerra to take. Guerra stopped by Kirkvliet, and the rebound hacked away. Now Moisa will pounce on it and push the tempo here. Villa overrunning that ball and just coughing it up. And now a collision right around the boundary line, and LAFC taking exception. A look back at the penalty save. Kirkvliet firing that big paw up. Meanwhile, though, Killian Richardson trying to sort through this. It was Monarchs on the break. Gio Villa had given it up. And right here at the bottom, after the ball had gone out, you see Masalis flying in, swiping at it, ended up colliding with Ernesto Rodriguez. And then bodies converging over on that boundary line. Killian Richardson, he had ushered both captains over. Gio Calderon donning the armband after Lineker Rodriguez dos Santos exiting. LAFC pleading their case. They felt like that was a card-worthy offense. No such card being handed out. Meanwhile, Mark Lowry, he will make 2 more changes to run the total to 4 on the afternoon. Liam O'Gara will come in, and Dylan Kropp, the 25th pick in the 2026 Super Draft out of North Carolina, will come on. Second appearance of the year. This portion of the match is brought to you by Toyota. Long toss ahead to resume play off the extended stoppage. And Amparo will flick that away. Here's Riquelme. Diaz got a head to it. Now Guerra will work it back along. Here's Evans. Crowd of white shirts around Matt Evans. Ended up conceding the possession. That ball popping out of a host of bodies and ultimately rolling across the boundary line, which will end the possession for Real Monarchs. We've already seen the young stars shine for LAFC too. It was a spectacular goal from Jude Terry earlier in that first half to put LAFC up for good. They have not conceded the lead since. Something that Fabian Sandoval had made a point after taking over to open 2026 in place of Junior Gonzalez, the former manager at LAFC too. He had said that he wanted to go even younger with this LAFC 2 side, a real youth movement for the black and gold this year. And when we caught up earlier in the week, he said, look, it's still a process, right? You're going to have those growing pains, but the goal is to create and recreate as best as possible a first-team style environment for these young players. An idea of once they get to that first-team environment, then it's on them to take the reins and run with the ball, so to speak, using the experiences they got in the second-team environment. But he had also keyed in on the fact that a lot of MLS Next Pro teams are going younger this season. You always have the independent teams that always trend older, trend more physical, but of the teams, the 27 that are associated with MLS clubs, a significant amount of them are going younger. And it's a youth movement that's extended all the way up, the trickle-up effect even in MLS. The league is on pace to have its highest share of minutes played by under 21 players in a very long time. In fact, over a decade and a half. As Monarchs try to find that switching ball. Villa will head that down, now heads to the byline, cut back in front, wanting Chase Duke. It's not out of play, it will be a corner for Real Monarchs. Going back to that youth conversation, we've already seen Red Bull New York, Andre Mehmeti, Julian Hawk, Havin Sullivan, Philadelphia Union's wonder kid out in the Eastern Conference. Peyton Miller with New England, Stefan Chirilla. It's not just in the Eastern Conference, though. The Western Conference, Jude Terry's already made his mark in MLS play for LAFC. Eric Izoida for Portland Timbers and Phil Neville. Izoida and Timbers 2 in action right now today. As this cross put into the back post, headed away again by LAFC. And Cabral Carter will come out with the punch. We get a whistle, and that will end another opportunity for Monarchs. On that subject of young player movement, Mehmeti, Hall, Sullivan, Miller, Chirilla, Cooper Sanchez at LA, Harbor Miller for Galaxy, Justin Ellis. They all started matches yesterday in MLS competition. It's created a very interesting storyline for the league going forward, how the young players are continuing to impact. Of course, in San Jose and Bruce Arena, they continue to use homegrown players, U23 players who've played the majority of the share of their minutes. On the move now is LAFC. It's Ernesto Rodriguez on it. Rodriguez, an off-season acquisition for LAFC. Coming from Oxnard College. This thumped clear by Masalas. Will make its way to the midfield line as Ponciano helps it back along. Here's Mahalik now. Trying to shuffle past Jack Otley. Mahalik does, but lost his footing. Carlo Guerra ultimately heading that one out of play. And the Monarchs will have the throw. Yes, they have added a goal, but it has been a real stellar defensive performance for LAFC2 in this second half. So far, they've held Monarchs without a shot on target. Just 40% possession right now for the visitors. And they've struggled to get out of this defensive half through large stretches of this second half. LAFC, they've used their mid-block to really stymie the builds for Real Monarchs. And now they will go all the way back to Cabral Carter to reset things. For Real Monarchs, the path forward does not get any easier. A midweek competition against San Jose Earthquakes coming up on Wednesday. That one will be at home in Harriman, Utah, but Quakes 2, they have worked themselves up to the 4th spot in the Western Conference table, courtesy of their 6-1 shellacking of Vancouver Whitecaps 2 yesterday. 5 wins, points in 6 of 8 for Dan DeGear's bunch, the reigning Pacific Division champions. Won in back-to-back seasons. Of course, back-to-back seasons they were also known as Town FC, going back to their original branding of San Jose Earthquakes 2. Kelme able to push this one forward through traffic. This one put in front by Otley, turned away. It falls back to Jack Otley. Otley, he's dragged down. It will be a free kick here for Monarchs late. And rather, it will be a throw in. Long toss into the penalty area. First contact made by Ponciano. But it falls back to the feet of Otley. Trying to get past Mahalik and does. Rolled in front toward Duke. It was tapped toward goal, but the stop made by Cabral Carter. At long last, Monarchs have their first chance on target of the second half. Otley is a player that since coming over into the academy from Beach FC out of the ECNL level, he's had an impact. 2 goals a season ago in MLS Next Play for the RSL Academy. And now he's back on it now on the flank. He whips this ball in. Nava with the header away from danger. Rodriguez will run this down. Acres of space to move for Ernesto Rodriguez. Cutting to his left, going for it, and it's stopped by Kirk Leet. There's Raquelme on it. Now Calderon. That line-breaking pass. Couldn't find it there. Got it back on by Amparo. Unable to settle on it as it falls over to Nava, who is impeded. It'll be a whistle and a stoppage. This portion of the match is brought to you by Liquid IV, official functional hydration partner of LAFC. Black and gold just about 3 minutes and change away, however much stoppage time there is at the end of this full 90, away from making it 3 consecutive home wins this season, a feat they have not achieved since August 24th to the 29th of last season. One thing that Fabian Sandoval had emphasized at the start of the campaign is that one rolls out of play, and it will be a throw for Los Angeles FC. They had some up and down results at the start of 2026, but Sandoval had said that it's going to take some time. New manager, new faces in this team. Yes, they did bring a number of players back. They all had to gel and figure out their roles in this system. And over these last few weeks, should this result hold, it would be 3 wins in their last 4 fixtures. Looks like this LAFC 2 team is starting to figure it out. Here's Mahalik rounding the corner. In front, it's Evans. Evans goes down, and official says play on. Up ahead, looking for Duke. Muscled off the ball. And volleyed back down, but out of play by LAFC. We get another whistle from our center referee. thought this contest had offensive fireworks in it. Out in Portland, the only other match currently in progress around MLS Next Pro. 3-3 between Timbers 2 and Ventura County, barreling toward the 90th minute. Driven ahead on the restart, and Cabral Carter in the land of chaos, able to rise and make the grab. And that LAFC, rather that Ventura County Portland Timbers fixture, as Riquelme will dispossess Sebastian Nava. Dylan Vanny finding another goal in first half stoppage time. That moves him into a tie atop the Golden Boot leaderboard with Hugo Mbong out at Crown Legacy in the Eastern Conference. Both those guys with 7 goals to start the season. Officially 4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this 90 minutes.
4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the second half.
We got a whistle for a stoppage here from Killian Richardson. Antonio Riquelme being shown a yellow by our center referee.
And the other has to Monarchs including Riquelme in the 90th minute.
Parker trying to get past that outside defender. Now looking for the cross, deflected, it falls to him. Parker forcing the issue here, able to poke it free. Giovia goes down, no whistle sounds, and now LAFC will transition back into the attack. Here's Ernesto Rodriguez, who won a penalty earlier in this contest. The goal could not convert on it. Well defended by the Claret and Cobalt. Crop rolling it in behind, cleared out of play by Christian Diaz. Here's Parker. And Villa on the underlapping run. Now Villa will stand this cross up, falling all the way through. It's Otley missing one defender, blocked by a second. LAFC 2, one of the areas that has helped anchor what has been a solid defensive performance in this second half. They have blocked 4 shots of Real Monarchs throughout this contest. Just keeping bodies in passing and shooting lanes, keeping things congested rather. Nothing's come easy today for Mark Lowry's bunch, who sit just about 60 seconds away from their 4th consecutive defeat. Rolled all the way forward. Kirk Vliet will let it work itself out of play. Now Kirk Vliet will retake this goal clearance. It's been a physical affair, chippy contest. LAFC, though, throughout the game, they've been able to impose themselves on Monarchs. 3 unanswered for Fabian Sandoval's team after going down a goal. Sandoval said it's going to be a hard contest for us, perhaps one of the hardest. Yet his young bunch of the black and gold come out victorious. A 3-1 win to make it back-to-back victories for LAFC. A lot of man of the match worthy performances in this contest, but one stands out among the rest. Our man of the match presented by Adidas. It's Jude Terry, and for good reason. A goal in the 40th minute. Calling that a goal doesn't even do it justice. Hammering that in to the upper corner. Hello, goal of the week in MLS Next Pro, and hello, man of the match, Jude Terry. The black and gold of LAFC pick up their 5th win all time against Real Monarchs and their first since August of 2025. They win it 3-1. For the rest of our broadcast team, I'm Jake Griffin saying so long from Los Angeles. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long on MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Good afternoon from the City of Angels.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.